when people come to this country, they often bring with them a wealth of information and education and experience, and recognizing that is what's behind the new Pioneer Awards. We are so thankful to have two of this year's recipients of the new Pioneer Awards with us today. Jemy Joseph, she's getting the Youth Award, and the recipient for the Science and Technology Award is Dr. Mohammed Karmali. Welcome to the show, both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So exciting. Do you find, Dr. Karmali, that did it take a while for people to appreciate the skills that you brought with you? You started in Kenya, but then you graduated with your degrees in Scotland. So then you come to Canada to work in the medical system. Did people appreciate you right away?
I think so.
Oh, good.
I got working. I came here as a medical trainee, a postgraduate trainee, and got into a residency training program. And actually, it was after that that colleagues at Sick Children's Hospital were interested in having me do spend more time doing research.
Wow, so you were recognized.
So I was recognized, and I was encouraged to apply for an Ontario Career Scientist Award, which I won. So that allowed me to continue to do research for another 5 years or so.
And you've been in Canada now for how long?
Oh, it's getting on to 30 years.
Do you feel Canadian?
Yes.
Good. Well, we love you here because the list of your achievements just goes on and on and on. You are recognized as one of the top 10 people you are in the top 10 Canadian medical advances for children in the last 100 years list. Tell me about that, because it's hard for me to explain. It's very technical, so tell me about that recognition.
Well, you've heard of Walkerton.
Walkerton, yes, the E. coli.
The E. coli. Well, the original link between E. coli and human disease was made in my lab at Sick Children's Hospital in 1983. Before that, we didn't know that E. coli was the cause of the kind of illness that the people in Walkerton had.
Are you serious? It took us until 1983 to figure that out.
Actually, it was there were two groups working on it. There was my lab at Sick Children's Hospital, as well as the Centers for Disease Control in Atlanta. And the folks in Atlanta showed that this E. coli was part of a particular outbreak. But the research that my colleagues and I did at Sick Kids showed that this was the cause of a very, very serious kidney failure, which is really the reason why people are so fearful of E. coli. It's because it causes serious, severe kidney failure.
And kidney failure is fatal, isn't it?
And it's actually the commonest cause of kidney failure in children. So prior to that, nobody knew about what the cause of this particular type of kidney failure was. So our research helped to find that out.
And you've saved how many lives, I wonder, since then?
Well, the fact that you know what the cause is allows you to control it. It's better to know what the culprit is so that you can then look at measures to prevent it and so on.
That's right. And when you're researching, do you have an inkling going in, or does it somehow come together as you're working?
It's a little bit like CSI. You're constantly following clues. I think the way this started was that I think 79 or 80, there was a big outbreak of this kidney disease, which is known as the hemolytic uremic syndrome. And there were about, I think within the space of 2 weeks, we had 10 children admitted to Sick Kids Hospital with complete kidney failure. I think there'd been some sort of, they'd all been, one thing they had in common was they'd been to the Sheridan flea market. And it later turned out that this may have been due to, drinking unpasteurized apple juice.
Wow,
apple cider.
It is like CSI. And Jemy, you're nodding and following this story with interest, yes, because ultimately you hope to follow in Dr. Karmali's footsteps, don't you?
Yes.
Tell me about you when you arrived in Canada. You
yes.
were much younger.
Yes.
And that was when? That was 2000, wasn't it?
Yes. I was 14 years old.
So you're entering high school, and
Yes.
you did find the transition difficult.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
I came from Kuwait in India before, and coming from very conservative cultures to a country where there's freedom to do anything you want, and the schooling system is different, the curriculum, the language, the expectations, everything was different. So for me, the culture shock was huge.
Plus, you got bullied quite a bit.
Yes. And I never thought about it as bullying. I just thought it's something, and I never thought I could speak up or say anything about it at that time. However, it was something that I experienced ongoing, especially in the first year of my arrival, and that was grade 9, just entering high school.
Oh yeah, which is an awkward time for anybody.
Yes.
And then you had to deal with all of that. You
Yes.
didn't let it stop you, because the list of your achievements goes on and on and on. And tell me about what you're doing now.
I'm currently doing my Master's of Science at the University of Toronto, and I'm doing research in transplant immunology, looking at molecules that are involved in rejection of the organ and the role it can play in immunosuppression of the immune system.
Wow, such important work, both of you. It's so exciting, and we're so grateful to have you here in our country doing that good work. And that's why it's so great that this March the 3rd is Tuesday or Wednesday?
Thursday.
Next Thursday, you'll be able to join us all as we celebrate these award recipients for the 19th Annual New Pioneer Awards. It's just going to be a great time at the Fairmont Royal York Hotel. You can get tickets online, and we encourage you to come and celebrate these two fine people, plus so many others, because you're not the only ones. But boy, we're so glad to have you here in Canada. Thank you so much.
Great, thank you.
Read more about what they've done and the other recipients at skillsforchange.org/NPA. And when we come back, Glenn's in the kitchen with Shabby Shoe. Nice.